Here we go. No music. We just freestyling.
Free.
Thank you all for tuning in. Tuesday unboxing. Folks, we have a dilemma. First off, I want to say thank you all for tuning in. See a couple of people jumping in. Welcome. We got my good friend PegLeg, right? So make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all of that cool, fun stuff. I am in the kitchen. Waiting to start hitting. And I hit the postman because we got a problem. The unboxing, gonna happen. It's not gonna happen because the post office lost the package. It is somewhere in New York. We know that because we were on a phone call today, folks. So I decided to jump the gun and say, you know what? We're going to do a live unboxing Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. I was assured I would get my package by this handsome gentleman, Sean. So I said, let me post it up. It should be there. It was all set for tracking on Monday. Didn't arrive. So I said, all right, may come on Tuesday.
What the hell?
Did not happen. There is a chance. There is still a chance. Maybe somehow it'll pop up as we go live. And if that does, you're going to see me run out the door, Brooklyn style. Sean will take over. But we'll see. All of our fingers crossed. But not sure if that's going to happen.
It's on one of those boats in the harbor, man.
For some reason, it's in customs. It is in customs. That's what they're saying. That's what they say. That's not, I don't know, because they can't even track it. So once again, folks, I think you know me, Charlie Mac. You're tuning in to see some precious metals. We're still going to bring it to you. I'm going to show you what I got because we got a little something hidden in the case over here. We're gonna get to that in a little bit.
Those are your priors, right?
Those are the priors and some additional. So I got some NGC and I got some PCGS in the box for a little bit of fun.
And I got mine too. I got my most recent that just came back. So
yeah, listen, you're still gonna see an unboxing. You got PegLeg who submitted some. You're gonna get an unboxing. It's just not gonna be mine because we gotta find the package, folks. So we will work on that. What's up, Dianella, Silver Poor, Rob? All of you cool folks, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. It helps with the algorithm. Got a lot of people here today. Cool.
Good deal.
I think, you know me, you know Sean, but if you don't, that is PegLeg Silver on Instagram. Sean, tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what kind of stuff we might see from you tonight as well. Okay.
Again, my name's Sean. Just so you all know, I am from Indiana. So I'm, Hill Jack as they come. I've been on IG, let's see, not very long. It's been maybe in this coin community, maybe it's coming on 2 years now.
Okay.
So right before COVID really is where I got hot into it. I met a couple people that led me to Tommy's auction, and it went off from there. And then I met everybody through him and stuff like that. And if anybody knows me, they know what they're going to see. They're going to see Eagles. So that's primarily what I do. Those are my bread and butter. There's a couple oddballs in this one, I believe, if I remember correctly, but you're going to see some Eagles that some people haven't seen yet. So
ooh, nice.
That'll be good.
Treat.
Yeah.
Little sizzle before the steak. I like it. You're a good salesman. Little sizzle before the steak. So I think you love your Eagles as I love my Dragons, and we're going to show some additional stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about the unboxing process, just so people kind of know what to expect, and always expect the unexpected. My box. So this is the process that kind of what happened. I took a bunch of coins, approximately like 15 roughly, packaged them up, sent them to Sean, to PegLeg, about the middle to end of June. He got them right away. through the Postal Service, no problem. Sean did his magic. He needed some time to prepare those forms for NGC. So they were, you know, a lot of back end stuff. A lot of people don't understand. You have to file very specific details about your coin, about the year, about the specifics, right? He does all that on his end. Then he submits it because he is a member of NGC. They get them, all right? And when they get them, they kind of sit on them for a little bit. They do their thing with their process. And if I'm not mistaken, I think roughly, give or take, with all of the coins said and done, it was approximately about $500, just so people kind of know what they're getting into. So if you do want to grade coins, there are costs involved. So be mindful of that. It's not cheap. It's not crazy expensive, right? There's some pros and cons to that. I'm going to let Sean talk about that. They did their thing. NGC completed their grading roughly mid-September, right? So NGC did their thing, sent them back over to Sean, to PegLeg. He wrapped them up, hopefully nice and neat, and packaged everything good. Put it through the U.S. Postal Service with insurance priority, and now who knows where they are. They should be here in Brooklyn. Things happen, folks. Things happen, so it's always important. You know, we always say insurance is key, right? Cover yourself, cover your assets. You know, you don't want to lose that stuff. I'm sure they're going to get to me. They might take an extra day or 2 or 3, whatever the case is, but I'm sure they'll show up. And if they don't show up, if they're lost, if someone cut that box open or something, whatever the case is, if Godzilla ate them, they're insured. They're insured.
Yep.
So think about those things, right? Before you just, you know, send something out to get graded, have someone, you know, like Sean, take a look at them. Is it worth grading as well, right? If you're going to keep it for a deep stack, you know, that's cool. Maybe it's not worth getting graded, but something you see as an investment coin down the road, maybe you want to get it graded. So for those who are interested, I'll leave the information up there for NGC. If you guys have any questions or concerns about the grading process, what should you grade? What can you grade? Because you can't grade everything that you send to them. Just got to be mindful of that. What's up for everybody else popping in? Thank you for tuning in. Good viewers today and always, because we spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the grading process from start to finish. I just kind of did a quick overview.
Yep.
I'm going to go cry in the corner because I can't find my coins.
Yeah. So yeah, you hit it very good. You hit it very good in kind of a layman's. So what happened with NGC during this whole process, during this, I don't want to say COVID period or whatever it might be, but this last 2 years, they have been swamped. They are getting thousands upon thousands of coins weekly. And they have tried to increase their staffing, but it's only worked in a couple areas. And with that, they have changed a couple things that they've done. When I first started this with Tommy back in, so last year when this all started, Tommy, Stacking NYC, and I started this, they had it to where you sent your package in. They always recommend registered, because registered is going to insure your coins for what they technically are worth. You could literally say, there's coins in that box. This is how much they're worth. They will insure them. You do it any other way, you are taking a risk. So keep mindful of that. Well, so in the beginning, you sent your package in. You got an okay by the USPS. No okay from NGC. You're like, where's my package? It says it arrived. Someone signed for it, right? So NGC has their own part in the post office down there, and one of the post office in Sarasota, they have their own area that all their packages go to. So you can imagine this area is stacked with boxes upon boxes. And I've called in countless times, you know, where I'm like, hey, where's mine? You know, We send it in this date. I have USPS telling me one thing. What do you guys say? So it continued that way, and they would just give me kind of a good, an answer. Well, we'll get it checked. We'll look into it. Can you describe it? Give us a number, that kind of stuff. And now NGC has a section when you go and track your package on their page. You can now track it, and it will say whether or not it's received but not opened. So now there's two steps. So there's two steps now to that process. It can be sitting on their floor up to 2 weeks, honestly. That's what I've seen. And there's no rhyme or reason, I don't think. It's where they get in line and what they pick up, who's willing to do, like, oh, I'll grab that big box, or who's not willing to grab. Because it's kind of strange that some boxes get picked up, some don't. I know that they read some of the writing on the outside. They give you different clues of what you need to do. And now you can check that, and it'll show, okay, it's in the building. I know it's in their room. They're about to pick it up. I'm not going to worry about it. But it can wait up to 2 weeks. Your package, like Charlie's package, made it there on the 9th. Yeah. It got checked in, I believe, on the 23rd. So a couple weeks after. It was sitting there. I knew where it was. I verified this with them just to make sure, because it's still confusing to me why, it's sitting there. But it's because they have their mail guys going, right? And they can get ahead of the rest of the grading process, right? And you got to remember that they're doing all these advanced coins, they're doing all these dealer coins. I've had my talks with certain people about that, whether or not, is that going away from your guys' mission statement? And I still, hands down, NGC has the best customer service. Calling in, they all know me. I know most of them by name now. And when I talk to them, they tell me the truth. It's pretty nice to get that on the level with them. I speak with Miles all the time. I can ask him anything. Miles Standish, if anybody wants to know. He's very open to talking to you. He will tell you flat out what's going on, and build a relationship there. And that has really helped out with a lot of the grading process. There are still headaches. They hired some more folks. I think they're folks that they did hire. I think there's more folks for US coins. So Eagles, for instance, I think Eagles go through faster. And that's why the US days is sitting at, it's sitting about 50, I think, or 45 to 50 right now. And world coins are sitting about 85. Sorry about the dog.
All right, my dog will probably hear your dog, and my dog will probably eat your dog.
Something's pissed him off. I don't know what, but
I know
anyways,
on the East Coast.
But they've really got the process down. They know that there's more. They just got purchased by someone else, so right. There's going to be some growing pains for sure.
Yeah, they did get purchased by BlackRock recently, and it's funny because you talk about the process. I would love to maybe Miles Standish or the other folks that work there, just on like their actual process. Is it set like in a queue? So box number 1 is first, and then box number 2, and then box number 3, and then box number 4. I'm just thinking about me, the worker. If I have a box and I only have 10 grade, I would probably, as an employee, just grab that one first because I can do it faster off my plate, get it shipped out. Whereas
and
send thousands of coins sometimes, which is going to eat up a lot. So
and you kind of wonder if that, the newbies are like, oh, I better, and that's what they do. And then, but that's the grading. See, I'm going to give a senseless plug to my mother. Expedition Unknown, I believe is what the show's called on the Discovery Channel, just did a show, and they go into NGC. So, and they kind of show that. So, I think it's Expedition Unknown is what it's called, I think. So you have to check it out because they found a bunch of sunken treasure. Another guy, Premier Rare Coins. He'd be a good guy to ask about that kind of stuff. Sunken treasures is his deal. So I bet you he's all into that episode and what, all that stuff. So he'd be a good one to ask. But
already getting questions, PegLeg. So this is a good one. I was coin hunting. This comes from Rob.
Okay.
I was thing at a coin shop a month ago. Someone bought a box of unopened coins. Would it be worth sending in for grading?
Okay,
Depends on
so
what.
I'm assuming, and you know what happens when you do that. I'm assuming that he's speaking about something from the mint that is unopened. And because otherwise, looking at them, okay, you can look at them and make sure they are what they say they are. So you're asking if it is worth doing so. I think it is worth it if you think it is worth it.
And
You have to really pinpoint the reason why you're grading these coins. Try to, if you could, Rob, kind of give us a little bit more info. Is it like a mint box? Because that's a different answer than grading just a random box of coins, if that makes sense. Like,
got a follow up. Actually, this is really good, and bring up some good points. It all depends on the coin because it does cost money to grade them. Absolutely.
yeah. I if it's not worth the price of the coin, that's all on the eyes of the beholder. It really is. I got a perfect example for that, actually. Let me show you here.
First two coins I ever graded, I wasn't expecting them to come back as a 70. They were actually gifts from my mother. They were Morgans. I was just looking to see what they would grade for.
Absolutely.
And they came 65. They were okay. What do you got there?
All right. So everyone's seen these coming around, right? Have you seen these yet, Charlie?
Yes.
So this coin, for instance, its weight, it's worth its weight in silver, right? It's not, it has a denomination. It's serial. It's more rare. It has like a, but at the end of the day, it is just silver. So you have to decide whether or not that coin to you is worth grading. So which one you got? Oh yeah, exactly. That one's a good one too. Like,
I like them in the box, but I do want to send one to get graded. The Star Wars, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really, you gotta know what you're looking at too. And at the end of the day, some of these coins aren't gradable.
Yes.
So I mean, you have to know what you're looking at. Some things just won't grade, and you have to know. Like, for instance, this one, even though I'm gumming it all up, right? Yeah,
I would
clean. People would go get sick right now. Like, ooh, look at there.
What are you doing?
But look at this stuff. Like that's just by sitting in front of an air conditioning right now. That it's already toned. But this can't be graded, right? It's just regular bullion. It doesn't have a denomination, which is your first cue. That's the first thing you want to look at if there's a denomination, right? So it says 1 troy ounce. It gives away, but it doesn't have a denomination. I know for a fact that can't be graded. It's just regular bullion. You kind of dive into different things like tokens and such. So, which there's a lot of stuff that can be graded. There's a lot of stuff that can't be graded. So you really have to do your homework.
So, folks, we're going to show you some goodies, right? So my box that I submitted, it's not here, unfortunately. I'll do another video. Maybe I'll do a live. And if you folks like the content, let me know, because I need ideas on what to do, what works, what do you like to see. I don't want to waste your time or mine. So if you like unboxing videos, we'll hook it up, because Sean sends a bunch of stuff to get graded for himself and other people in the community. If you like it, we'll continue to put some stuff together for you. So I'm going to show you things that I have sent off to get graded by NGC, some things that I have sent to PCGS to get graded, and then I'm going to show you some things that I've actually purchased from both, just because I could not find the coin raw, which is another hardship as well. Everybody thinks that everything that you send in is going to be like a perfect MS-70. Not always the case. So I'm going to show you a couple of mine, both side, PCGS, NGC. Sean, what are you going to show him?
Eagles.
Eagles, of course.
Eagles.
What else are you going to show him?
And I have a sneaky suspicion you might be showing one that you won in a game, and I'm gonna wait and see if you say that or not.
Ooh, let's find out. So
Let's see if I can pick it out, because I know one in particular. So
my medal.
yeah.
All right, so we got the fancy box. We got us all up in the queue. I'm gonna enlarge this sucker for a second. The sizzle.
There you go.
The sizzle before the steak. It's show and tell time, folks. So I say if you are going to purchase slabbed coins, or if you are going to send things in to get graded, definitely protect your investment. Get a good little case. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive, just something that's good to carry along, but you want to keep it protected.
To answer stacking ATL, no, man. It's quite all right. It's your money. You're the one who's paying for it, so go with who you like. I mean, if Annex had probably the same standards as NGC, I would actually lean Annex. I like, which is kind of funny because the same guy. So Miles, back to Miles, he developed some of their slabs. He used to work there. He used to work for all three actually at one point in time. But he developed a really good slab over there, and some of their slabs, you can see the whole date when they're in the holders, like what Charlie has in that box. You can read it from the top. But I will say NGC by far has the highest standards, and I like their slab better than PCGS. PCGS is actually third on my list, but I'm not going to knock them. They do a good job too.
Yeah, you got to give credit to where credit is due. So the first one I'm going to show you, a little one from PCGS. Hard to get it on camera. Not working. Can you see me okay?
It's a little bit blurry.
All right, I'll try and go through slow. So this is a PCGS gold.
That's nice.
Coin. This is one I purchased. I bought this obviously because of it being gold, but because it's the label as well. This is a really, really nice piece that I liked. Let me just kind of zoom in a little bit. Get the big screen going.
Yeah, your front camera's way better. It look, or
yeah,
your
the phone camera, I'll stick with this one then.
Yep.
So this one is a PCGS, right? Very nice to read. It's got the barcode on the back, QR code, whatever you'd like to call it. Very nice. I like the NGCs, and this is another one that I purchased, an MS-70 Krugerrand.
Ooh, nice.
Really, really nice. I just wanted to diversify, just get a little bit of different things. This was a first release 2016. This is actually a Proof Ultra Cameo. So those are just two that I bought. Now, if you went back and you looked at some of my older videos, I actually have my first unboxing that Sean helped me out with. I sent a whole bunch in, and most of them, the majority, were Marvels. I have some others, but the majority were Marvel. And I had one. I was like, you know what? I've got to get the rest of them. So I'm going to show you some stuff that I sent in and how they came back. I was very thrilled. It was the first time I sent in a big batch. I didn't know what to expect grading-wise. I didn't know. I didn't know how they were going to come back. I didn't know the scores, the grades, or if I was just going to get ripped off. But Sean took good care of me. So I had a Spider-Man MS-70, beautiful piece. Black Panther was an MS-70, beautiful coin. Captain America, another MS-70, beautiful one. Iron Man MS-70, beautiful coin. Thor, the God of Thunder, MS-70. Deadpool was MS70.
Was it Hawk? The Hawk was the one.
Wolverine was MS70. And the last two that came back is 69. The Hulk and Venom. So I don't know. I want to try and now keep everything 70s. So if anyone's got a 70 for sale, maybe I'll buy or trade. And that's you can barter.
That's nice.
You know, you never know what you're gonna get. Keep your expectations real, because you never know. But the nice thing is, Sean took some time to kind of look at them and on this batch and said, hey, you know what? This one might not be worth it. You know, maybe you don't want to send that in. But I said, don't worry about it. These are going to be for my deep stack, something I want to keep. So I sent them in. I was very happy with the Marvels. It was the reason why
you and Mr. Silver Stacker both sent in Marvels, almost complete sets, both of you. And that's another thing that people don't realize is there is a way to separate your coins so you know who they're going to. That is what all the numbering and all those systems are. When you're putting them on the lines, you have to make sure that you number it so you can separate. I knew here's Charlie's numbers, here's Mr. Silver Stacker, and I made sure I showed him those numbers. Okay, it's just a trust thing. I mean, they trust me. I'm not going to screw anybody over. I'm not going to put their numbers down wrong. But I do give you, verification so you know where your coins are going. And I strongly recommend anybody that sends them in, take pictures prior. Make sure nothing happens while it's at the mint or in the hands of a middleman or something like that. It's right to do that.
Rob said it perfectly. It's like Forrest Gump. You never know what you're going to get.
It's true. Oh, I've seen some doozies. I've seen some that I didn't want to turn in, and I told them that they were going to be bad. But they still wanted them. So I think so, Stacking. I think if you have the time and the knowledge of where to go to look, you absolutely 100% can find some of these cheaper. I've kind of gotten used to sending I like the kind of the hunt for the raw, and then to send in and get that 70. Like, I'm training my eyes to see what a good coin looks like. That's just a personal preference for me. I like doing it. So most of the stuff that you'll see from me, or if I show you, I bought raw. Now, back in the day when I first started doing this, I was buying them graded left and right from some people. And I could easily, I'd know to this day and can pinpoint which ones I bought and which ones I didn't, because I buy the ones usually with the label or the signature that I can't get because I'm not a dealer and I'm not sending in 1,000 coins and other things like that. You have to have in order to get those special labels. Like Stacking NYC has his hashtag coin, and he has that because he signed a contract with NGC and whoever to buy these coins, and he had a certain amount, and there you go. There's one on the right there. So he made that contract with them to get that hashtag and that emblem put on that coin. That'll be the only place you get that. He has rights to that now through NGC. So you're not going to see anybody coming through with a Stacking NYC or Silver Degenerates. No one can use that hashtag Silver Degenerates unless Tommy signs it over to him. So it's legally binding now. So that's kind of cool. When you see guys with like the signatures, like a Miles Standish or a Mercanti or one of those guys, if you see that, they had to pay for the right to use that, and they paid heavily. I've heard different amounts. I've heard it took how many coins. I've heard that it took an extra cash amount to use it, that kind of thing. But you get personal with those type of people. You can find specific labels. Like I know Charlie's seen the Marvel. You've seen the Marvel labels with the red holder, or the
Sure,
black one. Really
sure.
awesome. Like you can make like Thor blue, Iron Man red, or whatever. The core, and then they have that special Marvel label. Well, that special Marvel label is only to certain dealers. Only certain people have that, and that's the only place you can get it. Otherwise, you have to buy it third market, which comes back. Which one's that one?
So this is a good
Oh, the
example,
Canada.
the Canada one. I mean, I love the coin. The label is nice and it's fitting for this coin as well.
Yep. That one is actually that's their normal Canada one. So for that one, you can pay for that one. All
Yep.
submitters can have that one if you pay extra. So there's special labels that are on their website. You can look and see which ones are allotted to you. Um, every year they're coming out with new ones. They're retiring old ones. But I think one of the ultimate goals for some people would be jumping into the game and trying to get their own label, man. That'd be so, I think that would be so awesome to have my own label, or something on a coin, that makes it special to me. So now as for a seller, I don't know. It fits Tommy because he started, this mess. So it kind of, it fits him. He is a silver degenerate. He leads us all. He's, he's the commish. So it makes sense. So
Another one that I bought, I just kind of wanted to show this one off quickly, and PegLeg probably knows, the 2020 silver medal 75th anniversary.
yep,
Just a beautiful, beautiful piece.
that is
Signature on.
beautiful. Yep, it's a good example of a dealer being able to use that connection that he has to have a label. Now, as for mine, I bought it raw. Okay, so his has, you could see that his has the signature. And who is it that signed that one? Was it Envoy or Enroy?
Right, yes. No, I'm sorry. For this one, it's Rhett Jepson, the
Oh, okay.
deputy of
Deputy
the Mint.
Chief. Yeah. Yep. So, like with his, it was special. There's limited amounts of that one, so it makes it more rare. This one, you had to, this was by default, and say you wanted to have the V-Day label and the
To
World
me,
War 25th.
looks so cool. Much better than this one. Very
Yeah.
nice.
It's hard, dude, because I want to. So that's kind of funny because back in this box, like I want to kind of keep. It's like I want to keep the 70 and sell my 69 from the original. So there's my original group, and there's that bad boy. But
But
look at us, we're going all nerdy on our coins.
I have a loose, just one loose. It's half of the set, the silver enhanced reverse proof, and it's a 69. So I'm the same way. It's like it's half of the set and it's a 69. Maybe I'll sell it. I don't know.
Oh, it's the world set. You said it's a world set. I'm assuming it is. You would have paid way more if it wasn't.
Yeah. So this one, it's the 2019 First Strike PCGS proof 69, Pride of Two Nations.
Yeah. Pride of Two Nations. Okay.
Rob has a good question. Collecting slabs, would a lower number be worth more in the future compared to a higher number?
Honestly, no.
Silverpore said, "Sell my coin. Hit me up. Maybe we'll make a deal."
He's like, sell it. I'm trying to look for the ones that I sent off because I actually sent. Oh, they're probably locked up. Think about it. I just sent off a Pride of Two Nations. I have multiple sets of those now, 70s. I didn't realize I sent.
Funny you talk about sets. So like the Simpsons series, right? Krusty.
Mm-hmm.
That one I sent in came back as a 70. Homer, the dope, came back as a 70. Was looking good, and then I got Bart Simpson, 69. So that's like another one too. So just keep in mind, keep an open mind. If you're sending in stuff, you may just have that one that doesn't come back perfect, and now you got to decide what you want to do with that piece.
We were some of the first to send in those Barts.
Yes.
I had the first submission of it, and you had, I believe it was the second round of them going in, and which it's frustrating. So I have one of the 4170s that actually exist. So it's pretty cool. I mean, and that was before a time that, there's so many different labels now that you can stamp with it. You make some people only collect early release or first release or some weird label with a signature or something like that. So you just got to keep that in mind.
This was another one, and these like
Oh, that's cool.
reverse proofs also have a harder time coming back as a 70 because of just all of the cluster. I got one of the few. There are not a lot of 70s with Fafnir, the dragon.
Yeah, Germania Mint, they did a fantastic job, I think, on theirs. Tuvalu, super difficult to get a 70 in their stuff. It's just, I mean, that frosting in that, in the field there, it's hard to get it. It's hard to get that 70 because, with their grading, their scoring system is tough. You get one mark against you, you're out. Do TEPs usually help with the 70 or does it not matter at all? I think it hurts it. Now, I'll probably be the only one that say that, but it's because I've sent in TEPs and I've sent in non-TEPs. The TEPs always get marked. And I think it is something to do with the plastic on the edging. I think they get crimped. I really do.
It's funny. It's a good point. TEPs will keep your item protected. But remember, at some point, you got to extract that out. One little ding, little ding, done. The wrap.
Yeah. And everyone praises like PCGS with their contract with APMEX and those different coins with putting the first strike. Okay, yeah, you have a first strike, but that doesn't mean it's really a 70. I mean, there are 70s, don't get me wrong. They come out, but I don't know. I think that's why NGC might not have done it. I don't know. I haven't talked to them personally about it. Why they haven't made a contract with someone with their TEPs, but I think that's why. It's a rough game. I don't like my TEPs anymore because I've actually looked at, I broke some of them out and looked at the edging that tore up. It's the vacuum and all that shit that all that stuff that they're doing to it. So,
You're gonna get me demonetized, man. What are you doing, Curtis? $1 in the swear jar. So you talked about silver, right? And we talked a little bit about gold. We didn't get into this last time, and it's a good topic because I got one in front of me. Ancient coins, and I have a few that I'd love to get graded as well. So this one I actually bought in an auction from Stacking NYC.
Is it a mite?
The Widow's Mite.
Yep, cool. I love those coins. They're amazing.
VG. Just cool history, cool piece. Very small, but it's history you can hold in your hand. Came back VG, very good. Biblical Widow's Mite. So if I had something like this raw, or actually I do have some that are raw, there's an additional fee for ancients, right? It's a little more expensive for ancients.
It falls on a different tier with NGC. So yes, it's more expensive to get those graded. It's a lot more work too on whoever's filling out the paperwork. Those go on the old forms, the PDF forms, and all that stuff in there. You have to write all that in because it's not. You look at that coin. It's hard to tell what's going on there, right? On some of these coins, so they need as much information as they can get. I think it's extremely important to realize when you send your coins in, some of these things, it's important to send in the COA with the box, and that proves it, right? That it shows where it's from, what it's made of, that kind of thing. You can always, check the box to get your stuff back, your mint packaging back. So it's important to do that, but they need all the information they can get, and that's why they do that with the ancient coins. What you got there?
So these were hot last year in 2020. I sent these in on a whim, just because I wanted to get them graded. They were the Great white shark. These came back really good. But you hooked me up. You got the special label for these.
Mm-hmm.
For the
I
great
wish
white.
I had that one. I have Kevin Page pedigree. I
Very
do
nice.
have a
So
70, but
always
that's
good to have a
another add-in.
that's a good one to have in your box. A Kevin Page in your box.
Everybody needs it. So what I'm talking about, people, is you can have a pedigree on your slab. It's different than a hashtag. It's different than a horde. It's not something you really have to pay for. You just there's some steps to it. You have to prove who you are, if you're famous or not famous. Like if my name was Leonard Nimoy, or well, that's a bad. Let's say someone alive. If my name was Joe Biden.
Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber.
Timberlake. I'd have to prove it. And obviously, they're not going to let me have that name on a coin due to the fact that they're famous, right? So,
well, hold the phone. What if you had a common name, like in the movie Office Space? What if your name was Michael Bolton? You gotta send in your ID?
I don't think they're going to give it to you.
Wow.
What if Michael Bolton, the singer that's way more famous than you, has a coin collection? They're not going to give it to you, man. They're going to say tough luck.
Then you have to tell me, how do I live without you?
That's a good one, Charlie. Oh my God, dad jokes.
Dun, 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 dun. More dragons, because Charlie loves his dragons. Another one that you helped me with the labels with, which we'll talk about labels again. I know you covered it a little bit, but the Australian Mint, MS69, double Pichu. Cool story behind these. Check it out sometime.
You also, with that, I'll get into the label thing again. When you are writing in what labels you want, it sometimes can get very, very, very difficult for them to understand. Well, that sounded wrong. That sounded kind of bad too.
Well, I was gonna say,
it can
like
confuse them.
What I recently sent in that they forgot to do that you got refunded.
Yeah, it's almost like it. It's like someone went through the thing. Is like, dang it, I forgot to put all the special labels, and they're like, okay, I gotta just refund it. It was easier for them. I don't know if that happened. You don't know, but what ended up happening is one got a special label, and then I believe the rest didn't. Is kind of what happened, because it could have been a new person too, and they're like, maybe I only give this one. What's that one?
This is actually why I wanted the special labels for the Gods series. I wanted it. I didn't care. I was paying extra. But, they sent this one back as their regular NGC. But I wanted special labels. They forgot. Yeah. It happens. Now, I could have redo it, crack it out. But if they crack it out, I'm liable if something happens, right?
Oh, yes. There's a paper that I sign for you, or you guys can sign it if you so choose, that when you send something in to be cracked out again, you're putting the liability on yourself. Which it stinks. I mean, it would be nice, but people make mistakes. Errors happen all the time. I mean, I have some errors on like proof versus proof like versus MS, and it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, it happens. Some of these coins you can't tell. Like what you're holding there, is that a proof reverse? I don't know. No, it's MS, but it technically, if you look at it, the field versus the Zeus being proof, it could fall under that category, in my opinion. So, it's all opinion based with that stuff.
And this was another one too. I wanted special labels for this series because I had them all. And now PegLeg broke up my series. We don't know where the other coins are because they were somewhere with the United States Postal Service. They're actually.
You sent another one. You sent another one of those in, didn't you?
I did. And the reason I sent that in is because I wanted the entire set to have those special labels, which they forgot. They made a mistake. No harm, no foul. As long as they're all the same now, that's okay.
It would have been cool with the islands, Because which one? What they're from? Who are they from again?
Yeah, I think this one would have been Tuvalu.
Yeah, so
With
Tuvalu, it has this Pacific Rim island. So that would have been really cool to have, in my opinion. And I tried. And it's frustrating because I even called them up to remind them of every single one, and it just didn't happen. Um, I don't know. I think it's important. That's an important thing to realize too, that everyone's human. You're not going to get perfect coins. You're not going to get, perfect, but the service at the end of the day, they are nice to you. They will tell you, what went wrong or whatever. So just keep that in mind with submitting everything. Something could happen. If you don't like it, if it's that big of a problem for you, you can always send it back. And it won't cost you as much. So
you talked about something which I'm going to jump on this as well. Very important, customer service. You don't want to be that customer calling and screaming and yelling and wanting to take someone's head off. They're going to remember you. Guess what? They may deny your service. They say, you know what? Here's your stuff. Here's a refund. Nice doing business with you. Goodbye. I'd never want to deal with you. Mistakes happen. Nobody likes it. Accidents happen. Accidents are easily avoidable, but sometimes they happen.
Yep, it's true. I didn't say they know my name because of positive things.
Yeah, and for that guy.
I'm just kidding. We're good now. We're good.
So
I'm not in the doghouse.
These are pieces I definitely did not get raw, and when you see them, you'll know why. Because they're very, very hard to get. These are the gem uncirculated 9/11/2001 World Trade Center, the Recovery Eagles. So I think people know the story about the World Trade Center, the vaults that were in the buildings.
What's the year on that one?
So this one is a 2001.
That's pretty cool.
I have a couple of 2001s. These are ones I think that are probably never going to leave my stack.
I don't blame you. And the crazy thing about that, there's more than just Eagles in that. There was more than Eagles in that vault. Lots of stuff. So,
but here's another one too that actually I just came across. This was certified by the Collector's Universe. Not too many people, not as well known, but they did get that certification. But you're right. A couple of people have gotten some world coins from that. They've gotten some gold coins as well, some Krugerrands and some other coins, some maples. So there's more than just.
I had a maple at one point.
I would definitely love to get more of that stuff. It's price wise, it's only going to go up, but it's history that you have to pass down.
Yep.
Collector's Universe. I have not heard of them. I did a little research. They are a legit company. They're just not one of the well-known.
Yep. And you got to think of these people that started this. It's like, who was the individual to dive down in there? And you know what I mean? There was a lot of history there. So it would be hard to be a part of that.
It was a free-for-all. I'll tell you from being down there. Everybody was in there. Civilians, law enforcement, military, fire, Joe Blow, and all the service dogs were down there.
Yep.
One last piece I'll show off. Another cool piece of history. This is the MS-70 Tuvalu Iwo Jima 75th first day of issue. Beautiful, beautiful piece. This is another one that I'm just going to keep. I'm never going to get rid of this one. I know you have some cool stuff. What do you got there, brother?
Well, I have that counterpart from the U.S. Mint.
Nice. It's like a close.
There we go. Thank you.
There you go.
The V75 Eagle.
Beautiful.
Again, I bought this one raw with its counterpart, the metal. I bought them together raw, got them graded, got 70s on both of them. I was extremely happy about that. some new ones here. And here's another feature that you can ask for, and they aren't guaranteed to come back this way. So this is one of the Type 2 Eagles, 2021 West Point. I asked them to put it in reverse facing forward. So
that's cool. That looks better
so
that
the
way.
new Eagle. It does, doesn't it? Like, I mean, I personally, I like this. Like, so I got a couple of them done, and I did some for some friends, and my dad, he's an avid collector too. So
Nice.
get some more of these out of here. I can show you off some of the different labels that you can get, and show you that I don't always get perfect coins either.
It happens to them.
This is a unique one. I popped this out of a slab, an ICN. I think it was ICN was the grading company. They graded it a 70. So I popped it out of their slab and sent it in. You know, I didn't let NGC pop it out, you know, because seeing a 70 right out the gate, I didn't want to skew any of the judging, right? I was very careful, but 68. Now, can I tell what it is? There's a little speck right there. So that's one mark against it. There's something on the rim there.
You
so
know,
there's
that would
two.
be a fun video to just try and, like, the next batch of coins that I have that I want to submit, maybe we'll review them live and see what we think they're going to grade, actually what they come back. That would be interesting.
I actually have, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I'm not sure if he wants me to or not. I'll, you know, it's better to ask for forgiveness later, I guess. I just sent in something for Pops, Mooney Tucker. Everyone knows him, I'm sure. And I actually caught, it was one of these guys right here, but it was a San Francisco, the new San Franciscos. And he was showing it to me before he sent it over to me to get it graded. And I was like, dude, that's an error. And he's like, what do you mean it's an error? He didn't want to send it in because he thought it was just a mark, you know, they scratched it or whatever. I was like, no, it's a strike through. And sure enough, they gave, so I had to send it in with a special attribute saying it was a mint air strike through the burst, if I remember correctly. And sure enough, they gave it to him. So he probably has the one and only mint air San Francisco, the newest Eagle. Besides this dual set, he has the one and only mint air coin, as I know of right now. So we'll see how that turns out for him.
Oh, that's a nice label.
Another cool feature. Yes. So this is West Point's label. West Point. So it has to be the big bad W on the back right there. So this was the West Point Eagle set. Nope, wrong. Where's it at? I gotta find the other one. That's the 2021. I think my dad went through these and mixed them all up. So that's basically, I have the set in there, but so let's see where it's at. Nope. Oh, Lord have mercy. Sorry, Charlie. There it is. Jeez Louise. So there's the set right there.
That is cool. Did you send them in together?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep. They were generous to me. I had to fight for this label, for this thing to say West Point Eagle set. They did not. So originally when these came out, they made their individuals send in a mint box. Sorry about the dog, folks. They made their people send it in the mint box unopened to get that label. And then I argue with them, there's not these type of coins in regular 2013. You know, I sent them in the box. That's, you know, they were nice to me on that one. On this one, anniversary set, I argued there's no reverse 2006. unless it was this set. So they gave it to me on this one, but they didn't on the rest of them that went with it. That was a 69. See, I don't get perfect ones. And there's another one in that set, but they did not give me the anniversary set for that because it was owned. I did buy it opened. I don't even know if I was buying in 2006. I wasn't in the game. I wasn't worrying about that stuff. So there's Type 1 West Point. So they still give that the 35. So anything in 2021, it's going to have a lot of, you're going to see a lot of these 35s.
Nice.
Unless you specifically ask for them not to be. So, I mean, there's some more of them that I got sent in. These are all, you know what's crazy? They're all raw. I bought them all raw. So that's why I like doing it. It's like I got to see what I get. I did pretty good. I mean, I have a lot of 69s and lots of 70s, but at the end of the day, I'm okay with it. It was worth the money. So there's two more of these. Yep. Burnished. They're a hard grade. They're a hard one to get a 70 in. Yet again, it's that frosting stuff. I think it's something to do with, I don't know. They don't like it. I don't know why they don't like it. But, oh, that I remember. See that? Look on the shield, guys. See how it's sparkly there? There's a cut on the shield that it's making it do that. I caught that after I sent it in. I actually have a 70 that is.
Good comment, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, it has. I've actually, that's a good point, Rob. I've actually got some before that, like, come back with their cleaner on them, which it happens, you know, that's just part of it. Sometimes it'll come back with their cleaner that they use, which I didn't realize how much cleaning they actually do. I didn't think you could get that unless you went through like conservation, which is another department in the NGC. But apparently you get some of your stuff cleaned, or they have some sort of solution that they might use. And I had one that had like, it looked almost like a milk spot at first, but it turned out it wasn't. And I sent it back and I got it. They got it off, so it had to have been the solution, I'm assuming. So. And it's, if you're, you know, nice to them, if you're respectable to them and tell them, you know, hey, this wasn't on there before, and can you take a look at it? You know, they're going to, for most of the time, they're going to be generous to you and they're going to help you out. You don't go in there screaming at them and say, well, they're going to be like, tough luck, you sent it in with that. Now, it was, if it's graded a 70 and you have that, like your case, it's going to be weird to see that. You'll see fabric.
I've had one come back as cleaned. So I sent it in for grading. It was cleaned.
Yeah. Lots of Morgans get cleaned. Lots of there's every coin gets cleaned, but it's a type of cleaning. So a lot of people don't realize this. It's a weird black thing in the slab on the coin. I wonder if it was a 21 that he's talking about. Lots of times when you're talking about that black stuff, some fabrics get in there. It's like, you know, the mint boxes. I've seen that before. So you have the felt, like the blue, or the black, or the, you know, the new black, or the old red, like that maroon color. I've seen that happen before, and they're always willing to pop it open and get it out for you if you want them to. Or, you know, I saw one. It straight up looked like someone had a booger smeared on it. But, you know, they quit that day. So, but yes, it will happen. It can happen for sure. So he said it was a 21, so I'm almost betting you it's that new box, this wonderful piece of wonderfulness right here. Like, so I'm talking, this is a whole other story. Oh, there's one.
So wanted to get to the hour mark, my friend. Want to get to rapid fire questions. These are
sorry.
End portion. You know, I always put them together for everybody, so we get fun. I'm going to ask you a bunch of things. Just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. We got a couple of them Are you ready?
Shoot.
You have to confess your love. How do you do it? In a letter or in a song?
Song.
Okay. If you had the chance, do you ride an elephant or ride a camel?
Elephant. It would have to be an elephant.
If you had
Or
to. If you
camel.
had to. Worst case scenario, drink onion juice or garlic juice?
Garlic. I'd drink that.
The card games or board games?
Card games.
Okay. We're getting up, you're changing weather now. Prefer chocolate milk or hot chocolate?
Chocolate milk.
Okay, now this is a tough one. Dealing with food. Never use salt again or never use pepper again?
Never use pepper.
Okay. What's worse? Lose your cell phone or lose your house keys?
Cell phone. Keys they're cheap.
Yeah, you go back in your house.
Damn phones nowadays are like computers.
Expensive too. Would you rather be a dinosaur or a robot?
Dinosaur, man.
Absolutely, man. Tear
Yeah.
apart the
That's easy.
All right, last one I have. What would you prefer to have in your stack? A Morgan dollar graded or a Peace dollar graded?
Morgan
dollar, and that brings me to who's going to be on my next episode. The man, the myth, the legend, Mooney Tucker.
Yeah, but get that bent, daggone it.
I
You bugs out there. We're from a time of bent bills.
I don't know how he does it with that flat bill.
Dude, those kids nowadays, and he ain't even a kid.
I'm going to be doing my next episode with Mooney Tucker. We're going to talk a lot about Morgan dollars, really cool coin, the different mints. So I just want to tell everybody once again, thanks for tuning in. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Appreciate everybody jumping in. Like, share, subscribe. Hopefully that box will be downstairs. If you have any questions, let us know. Throw them in the comments. We will get back to you. If you watch this later on, we will get back to you. We jump back and forth between Instagram and YouTube. If you want to grade your coins, check out Sean PegLeg. He's a good guy. He will take care of you. He'll make sure you put the best ones out there.
Yep.
Sean, anything you want to say before we go?
Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Great questions. Anytime, send me if you have a question, I'll answer it. Everyone knows I'm very open to talking. I don't mind, even if it's not about coins. I don't care. That's cool.
Yep. And you can find him on Instagram.
Yep. PegLeg Silver.
Right. So make sure you're following him. For those, once again, who want to become a member, check out NGC Coins or PCGS, whatever you like. We just use NGC because we kind of do it as a group submission. Spread love the Brooklyn way.
Peace,
Later.
guys.